So now we're gonna go out of Key Cavern and oh, it's the owl again. Can he just leave me alone already? Yarna Desert. That's a pretty weird name. I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with yarn or anything. It seems kind of intuitive that you can blow up the skull with the bomb. I guess if you hold your sword, I guess if you press your sword against it like it's a cracked wall, then you'll hear a sound that tells you. Here's another quirky and random scene. And there you go. You got the next item in the trading sequence. If you go into the Great Fairy Fountain when you have full hearts, the Great Fairy doesn't appear. That doesn't happen in A Link to the Past or Zelda 1. It's kind of weird to get used to, but I guess it's a good design decision. It's kind of hard to avoid getting hit by the sparks in this area. A lot of sprites respawn pretty easily in this game. Like the green blocks that I destroyed earlier, they just respawned. And I don't think I should have left that cave, because if you bomb the right wall in that cave, then you can actually get a piece of heart or something. I'm pretty sure I showed that off. And I came here too early because you need an item that you get later in order to get the heart piece here. So I completely wasted my time. Wonderful. And you can't even do a dash jump because there's not enough room. Like, you did one, but it didn't make you go far enough. So, here's another warp hole. The shallow water there doesn't look shallow at all. I mean, it's a different color and stuff from the deep water, but it still doesn't look at all like you can walk on it. And another thing that really annoys me about the warp holes is that, just like when you're warping in Zelda 1, all they do is send you to the next warp hole in the lineup. You can't choose exactly where you want to go. I'm really glad that the shopkeeper sells 3 hearts at once for 10 rupees instead of just 1. That, combined with the fact that it only costs 10 rupees to buy them, it makes buying the heart from him a lot more tempting. I mean, you could just cut the bushes below his shop and get 3 hearts just fine, for free. But it feels like a lot less of a rip-off to be able to buy 3 hearts at once. And something I haven't mentioned yet is that when he kills you with lightning somehow, when you steal from him, he actually robs you of your secret medicine. So you have to buy it again. And there's also a cheat that you could do where... I like this cutscene, it's pretty heartwarming. But anyways, there's a cheat you can do where you can choose to save and quit right after you start buying something. And then while he will recognize you as a thief, unfortunately, it is a good way to buy something without losing your money. Although, there's really no reason to do that cheat because there's nothing you can spend money on other than the stuff at the shop. And he picks up Marin and carries her around like a item, and then she starts following him. God damn it, I was clearly attacking that monkey, and yet he somehow, it didn't make anything happen. Marin actually lampshades the fact that Link doesn't say anything. Although it just makes the fact that he's a heroic mime all the more annoying. Because it kind of makes these scenes awkward, because it's like having a romantic scene with her, but he never says anything. Aside from the few dialogue options. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you'll try to activate a picture-taking scene, and you'll try multiple times, but it won't work. I have no idea what I did differently to make this happen. I did exactly the same thing that I did the last 2 times. But anyways, I think that the shop is too good of a rupee sink because it overcharges you for the shovel and the bow, especially the bow. Oh, Taryn calls you thief too. That makes 3 people. But anyways, he overcharges you for the shovel and the bow so much that when you're at the point in the game where you're gonna need the shovel, chances are you won't have enough rupees for it. And you won't feel like grinding rupees, so you're pretty much guaranteed to steal it. And this especially goes for the bow. It's very easy to reach the point in the game where you need the bow, but you don't actually have the money for it. So you end up stealing it, but you have like 900 rupees. And so you spend the rest of the game with a maxed out wallet. It's too good of a rupee sink because it charges you too much. But yeah, if you attack the chicken enough, then she goes completely sadistic. Although if you attack the chicken after that, then she'll go back to her old ways as if nothing happened. I read my guide that she said that Marin could say to kill the chicken. She didn't say exactly that, so I guess she says different things, depending. I guess it's a random chance, but I didn't feel like attacking the chicken 20 more times because it takes forever for her to say stuff. It takes, because you have to scroll through all of her text every single time that you attack a chicken. Like, you can't blame me for fast forwarding it. Oh, you bitch. For the most part, I love Marin though. She's hilarious. She has so much dialogue to her. Like, it really does a lot to give her personality, character. She's not just a girl that comes along with you. She actually says a lot of stuff and has a quirky personality. Like, she has a bad side to her. Like, she insulted your flute playing skills even though she had no problem with it the last time. And she seems to be turned on by the fact that you throw jars and look in people's shelves and attack cuckoos. And something I haven't shown off, and actually won't in this LP, is that you can burn chickens and kill them. Yeah, I can't blame him for saying that, considering what she did. Since I haven't unlocked any other warp holes, there's really no problem with them right now. Because they always take you to exactly where you want. That's not gonna always happen though. So I showed off all of the dialogue that Marin had in its LP. I didn't show off all of the dialogue. Like, I didn't show off what happens when you burn a cuckoo, because quite frankly, I forgot. Like, I would have shown it off, but I just completely forgot that you could do it in the first place. And by the time I finished rendering the extra video, I had already forgotten that I could do it, and I didn't feel like going through Link's Awakening on the emulator to get through all of... Especially since I can't even figure out how to get to Eagle's Tower without following a guide. So... Because I obviously played through this on the Game Boy player. But I showed off Link's Awakening's original version on an emulator and recorded it with Bandicam. Again, how is he saying Marin? Like, you see a picture of Marin's head in the text box, but what is that in universe? All of these animals say the exact same thing. Well, they don't really say anything, it's just the text box that shows up. I had a really annoying experience with Yarna Desert, because what happened was that, you know how you use a button cheat to save your game whenever you want? Just like in Zelda 1. In this game, you press A, B, and, well, I'm thinking of my GameCube controller, because that's what I played this with for this Let's Play. So, You press all of the buttons at once in order to save the game. But when I was trying to save the game after beating Yarna Desert, I ended up resetting it by accident. Because this game uses... To save this game, you have to press A, B, X, and start all at the same time in the GameCube controller. But I kept on mashing buttons over and over again, and it actually ended up resetting the game on me, and I had to do the entire Yarna section all over again. So that was really frustrating. Like, I wish... It's really impossible for an 8-bit game to have it so that you go into the pause menu and you choose save and quit. Is that really so hard? The sand here moves you automatically, so it's kind of annoying fighting him, but you can just jump around a lot and you'll be fine. There's also no way to avoid you losing the key briefly and then having to get it back from this cave. There's no way to avoid that. And look, another cracked wall that you can't tell you can blow up. Wonderful. And there's annoying cactuses here, although the cacti aren't nearly as annoying as in Link to the Past, because in Link to the Past, when you run into them, you get sent back extremely far. In this game, they just attack you. They attack you like an enemy does. In Link to the Past, when you got hit, you sort of jumped back a bit. And because of that, I can understand why you get hit by an enemy, and that resets the variable so that the game thinks you're not jumping anymore in the save and quit glitch. Because jumping and hurting states are heavily connected in Link to the Past. In this game, getting hurt doesn't really make you jump. You just get knocked back and start flashing. So here's the best bonus content in the DX version. You have an entirely new dungeon that you can't access at all in the original version of the game. This dungeon is only in the DX version. So, you have to read the book and push the gravestones in exactly the way that it shows you. These ghosts take way too many hits to kill. They're pretty annoying. Also, I think that they behave just like the guineas in Zelda 1, where there's a fake one, there are fake ones, and you kill the real one to make them all disappear, but I'm only seeing one on the screen. I guess the fake ones are the ones that are summoned when you push open the gravestone. So, next part, we'll be going through the color dungeon. See you then.